Hey everyone, my name is Garrett Hahn and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sharing today's video with you guys because so many of you have been commenting and DMing me on Instagram seeing if I was going to review or create a look with the new James Charles X Morphe palette. I am seriously probably the last person to review or create a look with this palette. As you guys know, I live for a good colorful eye look. You guys know I love my creative looks. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I play with color all the time and it's very rare that I play with neutrals. So you guessed it, today we are going to be playing around with the more colorful side of the palette. Just so you guys know, when I am doing a review, I really like to kind of play around with the product first. I do kind of want to know the ins and the outs of the product. That way I can give you guys a full honest review. And that way I have a little bit of knowledge going into the review. That way it's not just like a first impressions and it's like, what is happening? Especially if a product doesn't work and there is something that I could have done beforehand to prevent it. If this is your guys' first time seeing my face, hello and welcome. If you guys would like to join the madness that is on my channel, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button down below to join the fam that we have here on this little corner of YouTube. I would love to have you guys. Also, if you want to be notified every time that I upload a new video, you can press that bell notification button right next to the subscribe button. That way you guys will never miss out on a video. Also, I am going to be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned towards the end of the video. I will be giving away one of these palettes right here. I know so many of you haven't been able to get your hands on it. With all of that being said, if you guys are interested to know what my thoughts are on the new James Charles and Morphe collaboration, then obviously keep on watching and let's get started. Alright guys, so as you can see, I went ahead and completed my base off camera. My eyes are primed. Today I am using the P. Louise base. This is one of my all-time favorite bases. It literally can turn any crappy eyeshadow into pure gold. Obviously, we are going to be talking about the palette, but I did also grab the brush collection that he did with Morphe. This is a 34-piece brush set. It comes with the highlight and contour sponge, which is one of my all-time favorite sponges. This is an absolute gem when you are applying any kind of cream product. So I do highly recommend this if you are looking for a beauty sponge in general. I am planning on using this brush set for my eyes. I went ahead and obviously I did my base off camera, but I do have a lot of the same brushes that are in this collection that I use on my face. So I didn't really feel like doing a base application was necessary for today's video, but this entire brush set is $149. And of course there are tons of influencer codes out there. You can save 10% off your entire Morphe purchase. I'm not entirely sure what that brings the price down to because your girl is not good with math. So we are just going to put that on the screen. That way you guys can see how much you will be saving. You are also going to be receiving some duplicate brushes that he felt was necessary to have in this collection. That way it could just be kind of like a one-stop shop for all brush needs. I do have a tubby case from Morphe. This is so good. The top comes off and there's also like another little container for brushes. I have one for face and one for eyes and I travel with them literally all of the time. So I thought that was really cool that he incorporated that in there as well. So now that the brush set is out of the way and you guys know the tea on that, very basic, we are going to be moving on to the palette. There are 39 shadows in this palette. All of them are absolutely stunning and I do truly feel like you can create almost any look under the sun with this palette. Last week when I traveled to New York, I brought this palette and this palette only because I did kind of want to test out if it was going to be just like a one good palette to travel with. And the answer was yes. I did not use hardly any other products on my eyes except for this palette. So I thought that was really cool. I was originally going to do like a more neutral look and then I ended up doing a super colorful one. So I do think it's cool that you kind of have like everything that you need in one palette. So that is great. Love that. This palette right here retails for $39. And of course you can also use another code on top of that to save some additional money. Again, I don't know what that brings the price down to. I could be completely wrong when I say this, but to my understanding, this palette was supposed to replace the 39B palette from Morphe. This is one of my all-time favorite colored shadow palettes in the world. I feel like you have every color here that you will ever need if you were to create a colorful look. However, this one is no longer available at Morphe in stores or online. So this one I do feel like is a good replacement for it if that was the path that they were going on. And also this palette was remodeled after the 39A palette, which is another really good palette. If you guys don't have this one, it is a staple for my everyday looks as well. So this is a great one right here. You guys, this palette is so visually appealing to look at. I feel like the color story is just on point in the middle, so you do get bigger pans there. That way you have more shadow to play with. Again, these are going to be more for like transition colors, and the black is good to deepen up any look with. So looking at this palette right here, I do feel like you would have every color you would need to create a super colorful look. You have the Roy G. Biv colors, and for those of you who don't know what that is, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, I believe? Yeah, violet. And then you also have all of your neutral shades right here for all of you neutral glam babies out there. It is a little bit on the bigger side, but if you do have a travel makeup case that you like traveling with, this honestly fits in mine, and I feel like it would probably fit in most people's, but it is thin, perfect for traveling, and honestly you wouldn't have to pack many palettes if you were just to travel with this and this alone. So I was really hesitant on incorporating swatches in today's video because I don't feel like swatches give you like a true representations of how shadows perform, but to satisfy everybody's needs, I am going to be doing a few swatches from the palette. And if you do want to see every single shadow swatch from this palette, I'm sure there are videos out there, but for today, I am only going to be doing swatches of the colors that I am most intrigued by. So to start off all of the colorful swatches, I'm going to be going in with the shade You're Kidding. So I am going to do a quick finger swatch of that. This palette contains pressed pigments that you have to work differently with. So as the tutorial goes, I am going to be sharing with you guys the best way that I have found to work with pressed pigments, but You're Kidding is one of those pressed pigment shades in the palette. So let's just see how she looks. I'm really excited to swatch this one. So right here is You're Kidding. And that is really pretty. I'll be going in with a second one just to see if you can build it up. And the answer is yes. Wow, these swatches are so ugly. So I'm switching hands because I am right-handed. I don't even know why I thought I could swatch with my left hand, because clearly that did not work out. So I went ahead and I did 2 layers of You're Kidding again right here. The next shadow that I'm going to swatch is 518. And then we are going to swatch it right next to You're Kidding. And that one is pretty pigmented as well. And then we are going to be going in with B, which is the yellow shade. Swatch that, and that is a pretty yellow. That is a very pretty yellow. We are going to be going in with Social Blade, which is the green tone shade in this palette. And then swatching that right next to the yellow. And then I am going to do one more swatch of that. And then this is Brother. So this is 2 right here. I have Artistry right here, and then I'm going to swatch that next to Brother. And that shadow is stunning. I'm just going to leave the swatches at 7. So here are 7 right here. Since we did more mattes last time, I am going to be playing around and swatching a few of the more shimmery neutrals. The first shadow that I'm going to swatch is Face. The bigger pans in the middle are obviously like the shadows that you are going to use most often. And he did want to incorporate a shadow within that row that could be used as a highlighting shade. Face was created to be that highlighting shade in this palette. So we are going to swatch that to see what she looks like. And she looks so beautiful swatched on the arm. As you guys can see, it's super reflective. It honestly is a super, super pretty highlighting shade. The next shade that we are going to swatch is So Good. I love gold shimmers, and this is so good. Right here, I'm going to swatch Ring Light, and oh, Jesus. That is pretty. We have 3 shimmers right here. I want to go ahead and swatch some of the neutral mattes in this palette. So right here we have Tune, and I'm going to put that right next to Ring Light. And yeah, that is a gorgeous transition color. The next shade that I'm going to go in with is Code James. I'm going to put that right here, and that is a gorgeous transition color. Wow. The last shadow that I'm going to swatch for you guys is the darkest and obviously the blackest in the lineup. This is Spooky. Swatch that next to Code James. And that is a really pretty black. See, I don't this is a personal thing. I like my blacks to be like not super pigmented because I feel like when you add black into a look, yes, it can be beautiful. It can add that extra depth that you want. But if you add too much and it's too pigmented, it can like mess up a look in like 2.5 seconds. So I do like how this one isn't super pigmented. With that being said, I want to go ahead and dive into today's tutorial. Just so you guys know, I am going to be doing one eye off camera. I will explain to you guys why I did that when we jump there. But just so you guys know, when it like skips ahead and you're like, whoa, one eye is already done. I'm going to do this eye off camera. I'm going to live my best creative, colorful life. And then we will be back and I am going to show you guys how to create a sickening look using this palette. All right guys, so we are back. I have one eye complete. This is the vibe that we are going for today. I wanted to keep my left eye more on the cool tone side. And then on my right eye, I'm going to be using more warm toned shadows. This eye look today is inspired by one of my good friends on Instagram. Her name is Rinze and she is an incredibly talented artist. You guys definitely need to go check her out and show her all of the love because her eye shadow looks are so creative. Her looks include so much color and she is just so incredibly talented. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys on in. We are going to get up close and hella personal. So get ready and excited for that. The first thing that I'm going to do is I like to apply my shadows on a wet base. Again, I am using the P. Louise base today. The first shade that we are going to be using is You're Kidding. Again, this is a pressed pigment, so you have to work with it a little bit differently. James in his video recommended that you pat on the shadows and I personally do the same. So what I'll do is I will take an M431 brush. This is like a pencil brush. I love these types of brushes to pack on my shadows. I'm going to start in the middle of my crease and work inwards towards the inner corner of my eye. And when you are packing the shadows, make sure you have everything even. That way we have a nice even red throughout the eye. I am going to switch to the Morphe M456 brush, and this is one of the brushes that he made specifically for this brush set. It is like the sister to the M433 brush, so as you guys can see, this is the M433 and this is the one that he created. It is a smaller version of that. So I am going to use this brush and start to flare out the red shadow. So I wanted to show you guys an example of what happens when you kind of like try to blend a pressed pigment versus when you press it. When you pack the shadow, you're going to get this beautiful intense red color versus when you try to blend it out, it's not going to be as intense. The only reason why I wanted to kind of blend it out is that way I kind of have like an etched out version of where I want kind of like this wing to be. Now that we kind of have an idea or an outline of where we want this to go, I am going to start pressing in that shadow. So taking that same M456 brush, we are going to start packing the pigment on. And then once you get out towards the end of the wing, you want to go in with a super, super light hand because we want everything to kind of fade out. Now that we have the red laid on our eye, we are going to go in with 518, which is the orange shade in the palette. So using this on the Morphe M506, we are going to start blending the red and orange together. Also, you guys, this brush that I'm using right now, the M506, is literally my all-time favorite Morphe eyeshadow brush. I use this all of the time in my Instagram tutorials, and everybody without fail is always like, what brush are you using for your eyeshadow? Literally, I could create any eyeshadow look with this brush. I love it. Of course, obviously not a cut crease, but I find that this brush fits perfectly in literally any nook and cranny of my eye. Now that we have 518 and You're Kidding all blended and snatched together, we are going to add in a little bit of yellow. So using the shade B on the M506 brush, the same one that we used to blend the orange into the red with, we are going to blend the edges with B. I feel like brands have a really hard time formulating yellow, and this yellow that I am using right here, it is a very true yellow, so it's not like that kind of like dirty mustard yellow that you get with a lot of other palettes. I feel like the red was kind of lost a little bit, especially right up here, so I am going to be using the M456 brush, dipping back into You're Kidding, and we are going to pack on a little bit more pigment right here. That way the red doesn't get lost. I am going to go ahead and cut my crease. Now, the brush that I specifically like to cut my crease with does not come in this brush set. I am very specific on how I like to cut my crease, especially the brush that I use. In this set of brushes, James did include a crease cutting brush, which is the M224. I have used this one in the past, and I did try to use it again when I was doing this eye. I, however, don't honestly like it. I am going to be venturing out of this brush set and using the M1. This is like a long ass brush name, Jesus. I am going to be using the M170-8. This is my go-to crease cutting brush, and I am going to be using the P. Louise base to cut my crease. What we are going to do now is we are going to start filling in the inside of the lid. The brush that I found works best for this from his set is the M124 brush. This is a smaller packing brush. We are going to start packing on the shadows. I am going to go yellow, orange, red to create kind of the first wing, and then we're going to use glitter to make the second wing. And then obviously this is the third. So your girl is doing a triple winged liner. That is how extra I am. Why have one wing when you can have three? So first, taking the shade B, I am going to start packing that on. Also, don't set the base, because the base, when it's wet, it can pick up so much more pigment. Just be careful like where you're looking, because if you do have more hooded eyes, you are going to transfer everywhere. As you guys can see, this is just picking up the pigment like a dream. Whew. I am going to be going in with 518, packing that towards the center of my eye. And I like to go more so like in patting motions, because I find that this will blend the two colors together the best. Since You're Kidding is more of a pressed pigment and I don't feel like it will be good with like dragging motions, I am going to be going in with Rusted, which is kind of more of like it's kind of like a mix between You're Kidding and 518. So I am going to be taking that on the M158 brush that was included in the kit, and I am going to start creating a wing. Now that I have the outline of kind of like the shape we are going for, I am going to start filling everything in. And then taking that same M124 brush, I'm going to be starting to pack You're Kidding into the outline. That way we still get that really rich red. I'm kind of swaying away from the palette a little bit with this. I am going to be taking the Pop Beauty Flash Shadows. This is in the shade Cosmic Confetti. Use this glitter to fill in the gaps and to create the second wing. And last but not least, we are going to start smoking out the lower lash line. So again, we are going to be using the same three colors, B518, You're Kidding, and I'm actually going to throw in a little bit of Rusted to blend 518 and You're Kidding together. Something that I am noticing about this side of my face is that I feel like a lot of the shadows that I'm using have quite a bit of fallout, which I mean, obviously is normal for shadows, but this is the kind of fallout that like doesn't go away. But B, the shadow that I was using just like a few seconds ago started to have like massive fallout right here. And I tried to wipe it away and now there's kind of like a little ring of yellow right there. It's not the end of the world per se, it's just something that I'm noticing. But again, I probably am using quite a bit of shadows just because I really, really want that pigment there. Last but not least, picking up the shade You're Kidding on the Morphe M431 brush, we are going to start packing that towards the outer corner of our eye. This is what we are left with. I am going to go ahead and hop off camera real fast, curl my lashes, throw on some mascara and a pair of false lashes, put on a lip, and then I am going to be back with my final thoughts on this palette. This is the completed look once the lashes and lips are on. I am so obsessed with how this look turned out. Today I am wearing the Kylie Cosmetics velvet lipstick in the shade Low Key, topped with the Buxom gloss in White Russian. And the lashes that I'm wearing today are from Lily Lashes, and these are in the style Miami. I feel like everybody under the sun wears them, but they were just like the perfect touch to this look. Also, I do have a discount code with Lily Lashes. It is Garrett in all caps for 10% off your entire purchase. I have most of my affiliate links, I think all of them at this point, but I have most of my affiliate links down below in the description box. So if you guys want to save a little extra coin tada on some purchases, definitely go check those out so you can save some coin, because who doesn't love a good discount? I am the coupon queen, so I'm always like constantly looking for discount codes and stuff like that. Anyways, with all that being said, I'm sure you guys are wondering what my final thoughts are on the James Charles and Morphe palette. So I 100% think that this is worth the money. The shadows performed beautifully. The shimmers are sickening, they are blinding. I'm also really excited to play around with this palette and do neutral looks for you guys. I promise one will be coming, but that will probably be more on my Instagram rather than YouTube. So again, 100% love this. As far as the brush kit goes, if you are a beginner and you don't have many brushes, I would highly recommend this. To be quite honest with you guys, the only reason why I purchased this is because I wanted an extra tubby, and there were so many brushes in here that I use literally every day. Also, by the way, I took my face brushes out of this, so there are more that come in this set, just so you guys aren't like, is that it? But for me, I looked at the set and I was like, okay, there are so many brushes in here that I already use. There's an extra tubby, there's a sponge, and there are just so many things that I would use on a daily basis that for this price point, I thought was reasonable and something that I should go ahead and invest in, because honestly, something like this is an investment, especially for your artistry. So if you are a beginner, I highly recommend getting this brush kit, because I do feel like it has every single brush that you would need from honestly start to finish to complete your whole entire routine. But definitely do not pass on this, because I feel like this is going to be a sellout again next time they restock it. I am not sure when they are restocking. If I do find out that date, I will put it in the description box down below. But that leads me to my next thing, which is a giveaway. I really wanted to give away this palette to somebody who A, wasn't able to get their hands on one during these last two launches, and B, that way you guys can just create more fun looks and grow as an artist. I wanted to keep the entry rules like super chill and like not crazy at all. So just make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment down below and let me know what your guys' favorite shadow in this palette is, or if you guys are more into the colorful or neutral eye looks. So that is literally all you have to do, just those two things. And yeah, I will be picking a winner a week from now. I'm also going to be listing all the rules in the description box. That way you guys can have like a clear written out little guideline area for entry rules, details, and all of that good stuff. So anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun putting this together for you guys and creating this look. Also, by now, if you guys aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, what are you doing? If you guys want to join the madness that is on my channel, you can click that subscribe button down below to become a part of this fam that's growing here on YouTube. I would love to have you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time out of your day to hang out with me and talk about makeup. I really appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to follow me around on my other social media, it is at OMGIt'sGarrett on Twitter and Instagram. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be seeing all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.